Hi everybody, it's Nicole again, here with another helpful diabetes video. I know I keep getting rougher every video, but it's been rough around here, and that's life, so I'm here to do this anyway. So forgive me for my appearance. Okay, this is another video that's just based on experience, not supposed to be used as medical advice. And what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about calibration factors, which I will provide in the description, an explanation of what the calibration factor is. And the reason I'm not going to attempt to do it right now is because it's technical talk, and one, it's boring, and I think it's why people don't know what it is, and two, I will get it wrong, so I will make sure to get that to you. But the calibration factor is like a straw, that's what I keep thinking, and you might not ever choose to use it, but to not know how to use it would really be a tragedy. So your calibration factor, in order to determine yours, you need three things. You need a current blood glucose value, and that's going to be through my sugar tester, which is like from like 1980. You're going to need your ISIG value, which you can pull off of your pump from your status, and I'll show you that in a minute. And you're going to need your trusty calculator. Okay, so very quickly, your calibration factor is going to take a couple times till you can kind of pin it down, mostly because your blood glucose values can fluctuate by up to 20% and still be considered a normal range. So I think that if you test it 10 times, at some point you'll find a good, pretty reliable calibration factor. They will change slightly from calibration to calibration, and they will change slightly from sensor to sensor. But the coolest thing about your calibration factor is it is a relatively stable number. So for instance, I determined mine about 4 months ago. And for 4 months, my calibration factor, my number has been about a 5 to 5.5, 5 to 5.5. Occasionally a 6, occasionally a 4.9, but it's, it's a really pretty stable number. So I'm going to do this on the fly, and I have no idea, maybe it's not going to work, but I'm hoping it's going to show you guys that my current one is about that number. Okay, so in order to get your calibration number, the first thing you need is a current blood glucose value. So I'm going to do this fast. And then while I get my number up here, I'm going to show you where to locate 115. That's my blood sugar right now. That's awesome. Oh, and my number here, my BG, is a 122. So I'm going down to my status. That was main menu. I'm going to my status. And I'm going down to sensor. And I'm going down to ISIG. My ISIG is a 19.99. So in order to figure out my calibration factor, I'm going to divide my blood glucose by my ISIG. Okay, so my blood glucose on this was a 122. There's 122 divided by, I don't know why I'm doing that, 19.99, a 6.1. That's very interesting because that actually is a little high for me. And I usually am a 5 to a 5.5, but as I said, I can go as high as a 6. So that's still my range. Also, they do say that as your sensor begins to near its end, it can be less reliable. And I just noticed on my status that I have less than 1 day on my sensor. So that actually isn't the best number. But the reason I'm showing you how to get your calibration factor is because in the next video, I'm going to show you how, like magic, you can use your calibration factor along with your ISIG in an inverse operation to determine what your blood sugar is, an approximation. And you would do it in a pinch, but it's a really, really cool trick. And again, it's like having a straw in your pocket and not knowing what to do with it. So it's easy enough to learn it.